Oh, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Saturday, the 28th of September, 2024. We'll start by looking at the synoptic, as per usual, and this is yesterday at lunchtime. And you can see the frontal system associated with this low has gone through, and we had sort of good, strong northerly winds all yesterday afternoon. And there's a few of our members managed to get down onto the ridge on South Downs and have a great afternoon out. So this is midnight last night, and it's kind of slackening off a little bit. The isobars are starting to spread out. If we run that through till lunchtime today, we can see there's a high pressure starting to build, and it's slowed the wind right down. So it's going to be quite a light northeasterly flow today. So the ridge might not be working. If we run that on through midnight tonight, we can see there's quite a deep low forming out in the Atlantic off to the west coast of Ireland. And if we run that through into tomorrow at lunchtime, that's starting to affect our area with, excuse me, a sort of warm front and occlusion sort of coming into our area throughout the day. Looking at the satellite picture there, we've got nice clear skies over southern England as it stands at the moment, and there's very little rain on the rain radar, just the odd shower up in Wales and out in the Channel. If we run the rain forecast through this morning, this afternoon, and into this evening, we can see that we're going to be quite clear of showers and rain all day, so we should have a good day's flying. Looking at the Odium, METAR and TAF, the TAF is outdated by almost 20 hours now. It's yesterday's, but their METAR is showing 2606 knots, greater than 10k visibility with no clouds. Temperature at 7, dew point at 4. And if we have a look at Farnborough, they're 2505 knots cav OK with a split of 1 degree. But they do have a TAF which is valid, and they're forecasting 2606 knots, greater than 10k, with few at 4,000 feet, and a 30% chance that up until about now, visibility down to about 8,000 meters. Spot winds then, to the north of us, 290, 10 knots, to the south of us, 350, 10 knots. And a quick look at the wind day I've selected about lunchtime today, which is approximately when the soaring is going to start. We've got a northwesterly about 7 knots on the ground. The local forecast is kind of confirms that. They're showing northwesterlies slowly going around to westerly throughout the day, with the temperatures getting up to a maximum of about 30. So it's going to be quite chilly out on the airfield today. So make sure you wrap up well. They are showing cumulus from about 11 o'clock onwards, and there may well be some decent soaring for about 6 hours today, between about 11 and 5, with the best part of the soaring between about 12 and 4. GFS are showing a temperature around about 12, 13 centigrades, with the dew point down at about 4, so there's a reasonable split there. Right now, we've got a split of about 2 degrees, and that's been rising quite rapidly over the last hour, and I would assume it will continue to do so as the suns get to the ground in large amounts. So the outlook for today, excuse me, David Masson is saying it's reasonable conditions for a bit with Q base around about 3,500 to 4,000 feet. But there's going to be a fair bit spread out. He might, he's suggesting here about 6 to 7, 8 spread out at about 4,000 feet, with the tops from around about 7. So just watch out for that. But if the sun gets to the ground, it's probably going to be sort of reasonable soaring conditions where the sun is on the ground. Looking out to the west, we've got clear blue skies at the moment, and very little wind. If we have a look at sky sites, they're predicting a reasonably good day, particularly down on the south coast there. And if we have a look at the point forecast for Lasham, they're also showing some reasonable soaring from about 11:30 through until about 4:30 in the afternoon, with reasonable cloud bases up at about 3,000, 3,500 feet above sea level. Top Meteo showing something similar, perhaps a little bit better in the sort of East Anglia area. than SkySight was predicting. And if we run their thermal projection through, this is 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock start to get going, up to about maybe 2,000 feet. By 12, it's again going up to about 3, and then quite reasonable throughout the afternoon. But when it gets about 4 to 5 in the afternoon, it starts to peter out, and by 6 o'clock, it's stopped completely. So NOTAMs then. We'll start down to the southwest here. There's paragliders at Batcombe, which is 8, and Bells Hill, which is 9. We have the usual Barton Stacey live firing at 21 there. 22, there's aerobatics at Thruxton today, and that's going right through till 5 p.m. local. So just bear that in mind. 25 is Westbury, paragliders there. 26 is Ash Ranges, the danger zone 1, 2, 3 is active. And 27 is the Uphaven telephone number change. So let's move on then to the local airfield brief. And we'll start, as per usual, with the ODM cross-section. We can see here cumulus probably getting going around about 10 o'clock UTC. It was about 11 o'clock local, with sort of weak 1 knot thermals, and cloud base rising quite rapidly to about maybe 3.5, maybe 4,000 feet above sea level. With the thermal strengths, the best part of the day is going to be from about 12 o'clock through to about 4 o'clock. There's a good 4 hour of decent soaring there. Surface winds starting around about 320, going around 330. So that's the northwesterly component there, but quite light throughout the day, and there's no weather warnings or hazards on the forecast there. The website is showing quite a full booking list today. I believe SH8 has just been booked this afternoon. So that's off the list at the moment. So essentially what we've got is 2 K21s on booked flying. There's 2 K21s booked by club members. There's 1 K21 still available. All 3 K13s are booked for casual list, trial lessons, and club members. And it's just SH6 where there's availability this afternoon now. As I say, I've just learned that SH8 has just been booked. There's 6 members on the casual list, of which we'll need at least 1 instructor. So if there's anybody out there who'd like to volunteer for that, be very much appreciated. And of course, the simulator is available as per normal. Movements today, there's nothing to report. Operations, we've set up on runway 27 for a dry operation. If the grass turns out to be too wet, still we'll use the spreader bars to tow out the cables. We do have the spreader bars fitted on the tow-out vehicle. It's going to be light northwesterly winds with sort of high pressure building over southern England at the moment. Just a reminder about buggies and seated passengers only, please. We're not insured for anybody on the flatbeds at the rear. And please do not land or taxi on the unusual parts of the disused runways, which are to the south of the main 2709 runway. And that's those runways shown in red here. So this is your visual representation of the airfield setup. Launch point vehicle will be on the runway, winch launching on the grass to the south, club area towing off the runway, and a club grid to the north on 27 grass north. That's it from me today. Have a great day's flying. Enjoy yourself, have lots of fun, and please keep it safe. Thanks very much. See you out there.